look at solving log equations, and the first one that we want to look at is when we have a log that is equal to a log. So, for first thing we're going to do is we're going to condense each logarithm. Isn't that the properties that we were talking about? All right. And then we're going to solve the property, and then we have to check it for extraneous solutions. Extraneous means it doesn't work, and I'm going to explain to you what happens with that. All right, so for number one, I have log base 5 of 5x plus 9 is equal to log base 5 of 6x. These are both log base 5. They have to have the same base for you to be able to do anything with them. If they don't have the same base, you can't touch them. If these are both log base 5, does it make sense that 5x plus 9 would have to equal 6x? Yeah. So I have 5x plus 9 is equal to 6x. Now, can I solve that equation? Can I subtract the 5x and I get x is equal to 9? All right, now I want to show you how to check this in your calculator. Go to Math, arrow down to log base, which is A, and you're going to have log base 5, and then you have, substitute the 9 for the x, 5 times 9 plus 9, and you get 2.478, blah, blah, blah. Is everybody with me there? Yeah. All right, now go back to log base. So math, arrow down to A. And I have log base 5 of 6 times 9. Do I get the same thing? Yes. So that works. Now, if I said 9 times 5 is 45 plus 9 is 54. Is that 6 times 9? Is that 54? All right, so they're equal to each other, so they work. Yeah. All right, number 2. Can I set those equal to each other? Yeah. All right, so I have 1 subtract 4n is equal to 2n plus 43. Can I solve this equation? Are we right back to solving equations, guys? All right, so subtract 2n and subtract 1. So n is equal to negative 7. You got what?
I got 22.
42 divided by 2.
Like, do it matter how?
You're not 42 divided by negative 6.
See,
You gotta add.
What'd you do?
Oh, I see what I did.
All right, if you check that, guys, 1 subtract 4 times negative 7 gives you 29. And if you put that in, it works. Questions on 1 or 2? Everybody good there? All right, let's look at number 3. These are both log base 9. So I have 6 subtract 3w is equal to negative 2w. Can I solve that? Can I add 3w? And I get 6 is equal to w. Now, I need you to listen to what I'm getting ready to tell you. When I put 6 in, I get 6 subtract 3 times 6, and I end up with negative 12. Negative 2 times 6 is also negative 12. But you cannot have a negative log. Does everybody understand that? You cannot have a negative log Therefore, there is no solution. Cannot have negative log. If you put that in your calculator as in log base to check it, it's going to come up as error, non-real. Do what? Because negative 2 times 6 is negative 12. Do what? Well, you can, but I'm just saying that you can't have a negative log right there. So when you put that in, you have log base 9 of negative 12. You can't have a negative 12 right there. If you put it in the calculator, it's going to come up as error, non-real solution. But if this number here is negative, it's no solution. Okay. All right, questions on those? Okay, guys, for number 4. Hello. I have log of y plus 5 plus log of 4 is equal to the log of 72. All right, first thing I have to do is condense. So when I'm adding, what do I do? I'm going to multiply. So I have log of y plus 5 times 4 is equal to the log of 72.
So it's y4.
Well, I'm going to do 4y plus 20. I distributed the 4 is equal to 72. Can I check that?
Minus 20.
So 4y is equal to 52, and y is equal to 13.
Oh yeah, we got glasses.
Now, to check this, 13 plus 5 is 18. You might want to know this for your test on Thursday. 13 plus 5 is 18, times 4 is 72. Is everybody with me? Because I'm adding, that means I multiply. So when I check it, 13 plus 5 is 18, times 4, and I get 72. All right, number 5. What do I do with the exponent that's in, the number in the front?
You put it times 4.
It's an exponent, isn't it? Isn't the number in the front your exponent? So this would be log base 7 of 4 cubed is equal to log base 7 of 4a subtract 8.
Wow, I definitely see that.
What is 4 cubed? 64. And that's equal to 4a subtract 8. Can I solve that?
Plus 8.
So what is a? 18.
16.
All right, what kind of property am I using for number 6? If I'm subtracting, what do? I divide. So I have log base 4 of 68 divided by 4 is equal to log base 4 of 3n plus 11. What's 68 divided by 4? Does everybody see how I'm using my properties? And that is equal to 3n plus 11. Subtract 11, and n is equal to 2. Now, if I check all of these, they're going to work, okay? You need to make sure you check them. All right, let's look at number 8. Let's write this as our condensing first. So on the left, I have log base 3 of 2p subtract 5. And on the right, I have log base 3. What does this 2 right here do? It's my exponent. So I have 6 squared, and what about the negative or subtract log base 3 of 4? That means I divide. Do negative exponents go in the denominator, guys? Ariana, you might want to pay attention. The negative exponents go in the denominator?
No, that's impossible.
Don't negative exponents make the number go in the denominator? Isn't that the rule for exponents? Are y'all with me?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's negative, guys, guys, I'm trying to get you to understand why these rules. Because, I mean, it all comes together. When you are subtracting, you divide. Are subtractions and negatives the same thing? Okay, do negative exponents make it go to the denominator? All right, so is that like having this right here, negative, do you see it's in the denominator? Because logarithms go with exponents. They have the same rules. Just like when you were adding up here, you multiplied. Is that what I do when I have my exponents? When I multiply, do I add exponents?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so now solve the equation. 2p subtract 5. What is that equal to? 9. Please pay attention. I mean, you're worried about forgetting stuff after Thursday. I mean, we got to get to Thursday. So add 5 and divide by 2. And when you check this, it works. P equals 7.
That 9 came from the 6 over 4.
6 squared divided by 4.
Oh.
Questions on that?
What's the fastest way to check it?
What's what?
What's the fastest way to check it? Plug it in the calculator?
You can, or you can just do 2 times 7 is 14 minus 5. And then make sure that's what you get over here. 6 squared divided by 4. And make sure you get the same number. It just cannot be negative. All right, let's look at number 9. And I showed you both ways, so if you don't have a calculator that will do log base, you can always just check to make sure you have the same number. Ivan, you back there? All right, let's look at number 9. What's different about number 9?